What's up, guys? Here with you with FC Wonderkid, episode 19. Here with my guy, Bredson. How are you?
Uh, I'm great. I'm great, and I gotta say, we're about to talk about the you- I don't know. In any other transfer market, this would have been the biggest move, right? And what I'm talking about is the death of your mustache. I apologize. I didn't mention it last week. I was caught up. We had some technical difficulties, but like this is the biggest loss of the transfer window, buddy. I'm sorry.
The expectations, you caught me so off guard. I was like, oh, the Ronaldo talk, Messi talking.
Yeah, I
Again,
thought I'd
ready.
work that in
Oh
there.
my days. That was a good one there. That was a good one there. But I have to agree there. It'll come back. Okay. Everything good in life. There's balance in life here and go. So it'll come back
Just like
eventually.
Ronaldo, it'll come back.
Well, if you see mad stats, 18
Yeah.
years ago, Ronaldo, like I think it was like from the when he was born, like he went
Mhm.
to United 18, and then he comes back to United 36. So there's an 18 years gap there. The
Sure.
Ronaldo, it's just a funny coincidence.
It is.
But what isn't a coincidence, just for starters here with the Ronaldo talk,
Yeah.
is Jorge Mendes. I wanted to mention this as a start because a lot of videos that we predicted, we weren't expecting. I think no one was expecting this, okay? Ronaldo coming back to United the way he did. But I want to say Jorge Mendes getting the talk with City
Yeah.
put United in such a pressure situation
Hmm.
that they would have to pay the Ronaldo dollar. You
Yeah.
know? The big dollar. The
Yeah.
Ronaldo, he would only go to United for big dollars.
Yeah.
That's the truth. It's a deal that makes sense too. This is important to say.
Sure.
Okay, there's a lot like United brings Ronaldo brings 30 goals to United this season.
Mhm.
Okay, this is important to say. And this Ronaldo is going to change the mentality of that locker room.
Yeah, that I
Okay?
agree with. Yeah.
I am so hyped to see how Mason Greenwood is going to develop with next to a Cristiano Ronaldo.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's going to be insane. He's got
Yeah.
the finishing. He's going to see like what's going to happen now. And in all this, United got Varane, Sancho, and Ronaldo, and
Yep.
still paid less than Arsenal. Okay? In 3 transfers, they
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
paid less than Arsenal.
Yeah. I mean, you can argue that the salary is much higher, right? The wage bill, but I suppose that's the point, right? And really, what we've seen from Arsenal so far this year, basically tells you that nothing right now. I mean, nothing lives in that space and survives currently, and I really hope the best for them. But anyway, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, Ronaldo brings with him an elite mentality. And in the end, there is something cosmically right about him at Old Trafford. And I know last week you were talking me in to Cristiano Ronaldo going to PSG and playing with Leo Messi and that being some sort of a beautiful thing. And I felt like I was getting like a little piece of footballing soul ripped out of me. And then when the City talk happened, I don't have a Ronaldo jersey, but I can sort of understand that kind of gut punch feeling of a United fan burning a Ronaldo jersey. Actually, that's pretty petty, but still, for him to go to City, that would have been unreal. And then to find out it was basically a bait and switch, right? It was basically a tactic.
Mm-hmm.
When all is said and done, and all United to do was say, "Hey, we're interested." All they had to do is say, "We're interested." There is something right about this happening, and I am here for it. And here's the funny thing is, like right away, literally right away, to rationalize Cristiano Ronaldo's departure from Juventus, Allegri comes out and basically says, we have to build a tactic around him. We have to do this. We have to do
Mm-hmm.
that. Everything strategy is always built around that. We have to we have to sacrifice the collective good essentially to fit Ronaldo in. Well, you didn't have to do that against Empoli, and you lost. You lost your opener, and Ronaldo, the last time he played Empoli, they lost for the first time in a decade to them. Last time, He hit for 2 to make sure they drew at the end of the day. So it ain't Ronaldo's fault that Juventus finished 4th or whatever it was last year. But man, here it is.
Another thing I want to mention with this Ronaldo transfer is now I feel like United are finally, with this transfer market this summer, getting Varane, getting Sancho, and getting Ronaldo, finally steps Man United to the position of Haaland being interested and saying, okay, this is a team with stars. This isn't any team anymore. Yeah. The transfer of Ronaldo is the tipping point of United becoming maybe top 4 to for sure. These guys are going to end top 4, and they're going to want to win titles because this is now or never. You know what I'm going to say for Ollie.
Yeah.
With Ronaldo there, a 36-year-old player that is the star of the show, only has 2 years. I think it's until 2023. Ronaldo will be at Man United. So you got 2 years with him. I think it'll go well. I'm hopeful for Ollie here. Okay, I'll be hopeful because I think the squad really likes the whole environment at the club.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't go well, Ollie, he's got no chance. And it's this season. This is the season that we're gonna get the answers. This was the best transfer market ever. Yeah. Messi leaving Barcelona, Ronaldo all of a sudden leaving. Mbappe maybe going to Real Madrid. The inevitable, as many say. So,
add to that Lukaku, Jack Grealish joining the 100 million.
Oh my days!
I mean, and in the end, Arsenal still outspends them all so far.
Can I do a quick question there? Is Ronaldo the best player in the Premier League?
Oh goodness! I mean, based off of the fact that he scored 60% of Juventus's goals while he was there, was basically 1 for 1 in terms of goals a game.
Better than De Bruyne?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's got a better injury record than De Bruyne.
I think he is. He is.
I'd agree with you. with you. And here's the crazy part with United, right? Paul Pogba remains. We were talking beginning of the summer. Paul Pogba was probably leaving, right? Might go to PSG if they could fit him in. Who knows? And here he is. You got Pogba, you got Varane, you got Ronaldo, it is absolutely unbelievable. And the consolidation of kind of power back into the Premier League in terms of star power is absolutely unreal. And I got to say something, Haaland going to United, that's interesting. That is obviously interesting. I don't know how you fit that in, but maybe you do. But don't you feel like there's an itchiness to Manchester City? I mean, why wouldn't they go after a Haaland?
I agree with you. But I still feel like maybe Kane will go there. I'm not entirely sure how City will go now.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big fan of the player that we're going to talk in the Wonderkids highlights because he was very good for them. But I don't know. City will definitely have to change their game plan. And when Guardiola spoke in the press conference, he knew he had been played. When he said that the conversations were very far away, that was the moment he knew. And all he's saying, he knows he's got a place here, right? Only with that cheeky face, he knew Ronaldo was coming, man. So it's a big thing. And you said something there, and I want to end it with here, is the 2 best players in Serie A went to the Premier League.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a huge statement by the league. So Lukaku and Ronaldo heading to the Prem, like the Italian league. To be fair, like it won't lose its quality because I'm really enjoying to see Serie A this season. It's going to be interesting who's going to win it, but it boosts the credibility of the Prem, as you were saying. So
absolutely, I mean, there's a consolidation of power because it's not just City, it's not just United. Harry Kane staying. I know he was going to stay in the Premier League, but staying at Tottenham. Chelsea obviously spending and playing well for the most part. But I mean, just quantify this, right? Ronaldo's arrival generated the most liked Instagram post by an athletic team anywhere, right?
Yep.
over
on
13 million or close to 13 million Instagram likes. It's just
and Twitter.
absolutely unbelievable. And yeah, and the funny thing is the United critics, like you probably saw Gary Neville, right, talk about this and basically say he does not yet see them as favorites for the Premier League. And we could argue that point until our faces are blue. It's great that they did not great, but it's tough that they did not go in for an elite DM, right? Because we know that is kind of a glaring hole. But frankly, if you got Ronaldo, like you said, scoring 30 goals a year, who the hell cares? Right? Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And
if you play Real Madrid, like Brendan, like you'll need that DM. Like some teams will explore that gap that United has.
That is
you're
true.
Mentioning there.
That is true, and I don't know where you get that right now. I don't know where you get that without, they haven't splashed too well. That's not entirely
true. The funds are very difficult to earn now with with Ronaldo coming in. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to get 50 million for Daniel James. But I do need to say something about City and kind of hold your, close your ears if you don't want to hear this. I mean, they failed at landing, right? Like you said, Pep knew he was played. Absolutely knew he was played with Ronaldo. Kane, though, couldn't land him. Says he's staying at Tottenham, right? Mm-hmm. And you add that Benjamin Mendy news to it. Mm-hmm. And from a PR perspective, this is tough. But you know how you get through that? You play as well as they have against basement teams for the most part to start the season, except for that opening day loss. And you move forward and you put it all out there. So in the end, are you changing your Premier League potential winner?
I am.
You are. Wow.
I am. Yeah, wow. I am. Okay. I am. I'm changing my winner because all my life I've seen Cristiano Ronaldo winning everything, man. And I honestly believe he's coming to the Prem to win the Premier League. I think Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be the top scorer and he's going to change United's changing room and become champions. I believe that's gonna happen.
Okay.
I really believe like Ronaldo coming now is enough for United to be. They have. I feel that is. Neville shouldn't say that. Neville was saying that if they get Kane, they would be title contenders. So you're telling me if you get Ronaldo, you're not title contenders?
I know. It's
like. Neville, come on, like Mr. Neville, like that makes no sense. You're getting a better player. Kane is good, but Ronaldo is better, right? In my opinion. Well, like maybe next year the conversation changes, but come on, you need to put United in that title contention conversation.
Absolutely, and we'll see what you think about the Champions League too in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, come on, Ronaldo's he's a 36-year-old playing like a 25-year-old because of what he's done to his body. He's insane. So these 2 years are going to be fun, absolutely. And like we talked about in our predictions, that top four, it's going to be cannibalistic. Yeah. I mean, they are just going to go at each other. And I hope that this kind of manifests itself in one of the closest Premier League races that we've seen. I would love to see that instead of a runaway, breakaway type of winter break type of thing that City did. So
City won't have that without the striker, Brendan. I'm telling you. City are going to feel it without the striker. They're going to feel it. Like it'll be good at the start to look very good, having a lot of options here and there. But I'm not very confident with this one. But
we'll see. Ferran Torres looked pretty good the other day. But before we move on, you know what the biggest development of this is? Not just Ronaldo coming in. Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. will join the United Academy, and we know his strike rate. His strike rate is out of this world. I'm absolutely kidding here, please. This is not a serious thing, but it is kind of fun to think that like Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. is going to play on the same team as Kai Rooney, right? Wayne Rooney's son.
Okay.
Hey,
I like that. Okay, we're coming somewhere. Gonna get.
And who knows? Gary Neville, does he have a kid? Maybe he could throw him in there or something. We could just build the former Solskjaer. Does he have a kid? Come on, throw him in there. But
I know Holland he has one. I'm joking. But yeah. So let's continue with the transfer talk because, like, I know Ronaldo was pretty big, but there's others that were pretty big too. And the one that For me, I'm gonna highlight my favorite transfer for starters here,
Okay.
and it's a Bayern transfer, and it was Sabitzer.
Yeah.
Why do I love this transfer? First of all, because Nagelsmann knows Sabitzer better than anyone. Okay,
Sure.
they played together for a number of years. No, they didn't play. He coached Sabitzer for a number of years.
Correct.
And the style of play, the way he just plays such a direct football, Sabitzer, is perfect for Bayern Munich. Okay, and for 16 million, Sabitzer might be one of the biggest bargains in this transfer market.
He's a utility man.
Yeah,
He's
and
great.
they take from Leipzig, one of the biggest stars. They take so they've took Upamecano.
Yeah.
They've they've took Sabitzer now. So like but Sabitzer is quality. It's no surprise that after that game, Leipzig against Tottenham, that Leipzig I think won 1-0. I'm not sure, against Mourinho's Tottenham. Like Sabitzer was unbelievable. Like he was everywhere, tackling everywhere. As you said, fantastic utility player, but he was a star, man, in that show.
He really is, and he was at the Euros, right? Yeah, he was great at the Euros as well. And I Bayern just is good with these shrewd moves, because I think it was only 16 million euros, right? And you know, he's not going to hurt the wage bill too much, and he just adds a piece to and it's a team that's getting younger now. I mean, slowly they're starting to build away from the Lewandowski Muller era and prepare for the new future, if you will. But I gotta say, you know, another one that I really like is Mateus Cunha, 30 million euros to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at it and I say, is this really part of Simeone's scheme? Does he really like this particular transfer? But at the same time, this is like a 22, 23-year-old kid. And it seems to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me like they're attempting to kind of hedge their bets on the João Felix outlet. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because we all want to see João Felix just go bonkers, right? And score double-digit goals in La Liga. But ultimately, it's almost a good thing that they're doing it, because maybe it even takes some pressure off of Felix to come back right away, or else be damned. I mean, maybe he needs to go a little under the radar, which is hard to do when you get a whole lot of money thrown at you. But I love this move. Cunha has been relatively stunning for Hertha Berlin, and I think he's going to continue it in La Liga. But what do you think of that? I mean, that's a pretty damn good one.
That went under the radar. Mateus Cunha, he's a tall player, right? He can do everything. He's fast. Yeah. He's got good finishing. So I'm trying to think if he would fit well in La Liga, and yeah, I think he would. And I think it's more of a Suarez, like he can't play every game now, and Diego Costa left, so I don't think it affected as much Felix directly. But I think it's good to have. It was a good. They needed a striker. Athletic. Like Mateus Cunha, for the price that they got of 30 million, good deal. I think that's a good deal. And another deal for 30 million that was good. You know where I'm going with this one. Yeah. To London. He stayed in London, so he went from Chelsea to West Ham. Kurt Zuma, 30 million. Okay. Yeah. West Ham, I have to say. Like, you're doing the right deals. You're playing a good style of play. You're keeping your star of the franchise, which is Declan Rice. Okay. He's the star of the show at West Ham. I can't complain. Like, they're doing a pretty good job. And the best scorer in history of West Ham, Mikel Antonio. Okay. Yeah. Legend.
He
is a legend. Like, underrated player. All his career, he's hugely underrated, Mikel Antonio.
Him at Reading, loved it. I mean, it's a great move, and I even think it's like a tick higher. It's like 35 million, and I think we actually have to, I don't know, build a statue to Marina Granovskaya. Come on, can you do these Russian? I know she's Russian and like Canadian or something.
I know it's Maria. Maria. That's what
I think she needs to be given a statue or at least some massive credit or a pay raise. But come on. I mean, let's just reflect here, right? Zuma to West Ham for 35, Tomori and Giroud for 30 million to AC Milan, Tammy to Roma for 40, Gahey to Crystal Palace 23, Zappacosta, remember him?
Yeah.
Victor Moses out the door for 14 or 15, the two of them together. Livramento and Ugbo. I mean, this is 151, 152, give or take, million euros raised. They spent what? 115, 120 on Lukaku.
Businesswoman. That's a good businesswoman.
I mean, it's dead wood that's moved, or not. I'm not going to call Livramento dead wood, but like these are players that they looked at and they said we have too much depth here. We're not going to be able to play them, so we got to sell them. And what's most important here is she got mostly the right deal, the right sum each time. It doesn't feel like they're just give me anything you got and I'm going to send it your way, right? Send them your way. So it's really, really impressive business. And who knows, maybe it continues because I think they got one more big signing in them, right? I know Jules Condé or somebody like that, but pretty awesome. And
I don't know who Chelsea's going to get, but that is a proper shout out that you did there because Chelsea is, as we've said in some podcasts previously, Chelsea, I like Man City too. I think they got really good management behind them. I think they do. There must be so much data analysis here, because they get so many young players, Chelsea. So I think this management just shows that Chelsea have a plan in everything they do, So I think Chelsea might be the best well-run club in England because I've even heard like some news, like some retired Chelsea legends that not every football player is rich, okay, guys, and 40 years ago, like you wouldn't receive the money that a football player receives now, sponsorships, everything, the whole package. It was different. And a lot of Chelsea legends had a bad time in lockdown. And Chelsea reached out to them, okay, asked how they were, and yeah, they showed support. So I don't know other English clubs that did this. And I was hearing this saying, this is magnificent, So good. That is, a little side of the transfers, like we're getting a bit of marketing here to Chelsea. But and there's a deal too that Chelsea did last year that was get rid of Willian to Arsenal, that now Willian is willingly not wanting to get paid the 20 million that he still has to receive from Arsenal, which respect.
Yeah, he's probably headed back to Brazil, right? Is what I saw. Okay, that's probably good for him. Good for all parties. But there is one, and what's his name? I don't know why I just said what's his name, but Fabrizio Romano, because we all know who he
Moise
is.
Keane.
Moise
Keane, right?
Well, there is Moise Keane, but he's been updating us recently, at least the last day or two, on Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid, and 170, 180 million euros has been thrown out there. I just, he's listed in the squad tonight, but do you actually think that there's going to be any movement on that in the coming days?
Yeah,
at all?
I do.
Wow.
I do, because Real Madrid is paying 170 million for one season of one player. Okay, I know maybe it's not that because they do get the guarantee that they get Mbappe and not another club while he's a free agent. But I'm confident enough to say, just like the first podcast we did, we said, Mbappe to Real Madrid is inevitable.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, inevitable. The kid is a Galactico in his head. Okay, he's a superstar. He wants to be the best. Okay, and the best goes to Real Madrid or to Barcelona. That's the truth right now. Like in the peak of football in history, like him when he was growing up, he was seeing Ronaldo at Real Madrid, having the world at his feet, okay? So he's thinking, I'm going to become that now.
But I got to ask, if Mbappe moves to Real Madrid, you're like, you're standing up Leo Messi? I mean, you have the ability to play at least a season with Messi and go for the Champions League. Why? He's got so much time left in his career, right? Mbappe. I mean, barring injuries. So why? Like if you have the chance to play with Leo Messi, let alone Neymar, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria, come on. I mean, they're assembling. The Galacticos are there. It's just whether or not. I mean, you're going to basically swap that out with Eden Hazard. Now, I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead here because I don't.
I agree. No, but I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. You're gonna miss the chance of a lifetime to play with Messi and Neymar. Okay, it would be once in a lifetime. Okay, he would play with Messi and Neymar. This is a chance that little to no players had. Okay,
Sure.
and yeah, he's not gonna accept it because the dream. This is all about perspectives here. Like, I don't know what Mbappe has been thinking since he's played his first professional game. I'll be honest, I believe that his end goal was to go to Real Madrid.
Sure.
I really do believe Mbappe's end goal since he started to play football was to go to Real Madrid and be the star in the Bernabeu. So, a la Madrid,
Yeah.
this year or
Yeah.
in a year's time.
Sure.
So those are my thoughts with
Dude,
Mbappe.
it is hard. It is hard to believe that 5 years ago it was Kylian Mbappe's breakout season, right? 2016, 2017. So absolutely unreal the trajectory his career has taken and how good he's become, and we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
So yeah, I have just some other quick fire transfers that I'm not really going to talk about, but people need to know about them. The Pape Sarr to Tottenham. He'll go back to FC Metz, but this kid is, he's still pretty raw, but he's got a lot of tools to become pretty damn good for them over time, and it did it at a relatively cost efficient price, right? Like 15 million euros. But we won't see him this season. He'll stay in Liga 1. And then the other one is Lovre Majer to Rennes.
I didn't see that one. What?
That one skated under the radar, mainly because we were talking about your mustache. But Clover Majer went to Rennes, and it looks like it's about 12 million euros, and they just keep. I mean, they're not like undefeated in Liga 1 right now,
That's
but
a
like
good deal.
they're building a pretty solid team there.
That's a
We'll see
good
what
deal.
It is a good
deal. I didn't see that one. Love the Majer to. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's a good deal. Okay. So there's the transfer talk. If there's any transfer that we missed out and you guys want to comment and you guys want to mention, go comment down below. I need to get more used to saying this too for people to comment down below. Like, I'm not good at this. But Champions League talk. I think I'm kind of good talking about this. So I'm excited about it. So what are your main thoughts, okay, on the Champions League? Because the draw, some interesting groups here, okay?
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts?
Well, first off, I got to ask you, which one do you think is the group of death?
No, I have no doubts. It's Group B. Like,
Yeah.
Athletic Madrid, Liverpool, Port, AC Milan. This
Yeah.
group is deadly.
Yeah.
Porto, they have Champions League experience. And
Yeah.
I don't need to talk about Athletic, Liverpool, AC Milan. Like, these are Champions League proven teams. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the group of Diogo Jota's career, right? You're just missing Wolverhampton in there, but he was at Atleti, right? At Liverpool and at Porto. So you're missing, AC Milan. Okay, maybe a couple years down the road. But no, I absolutely, and I just think, there's 15 Champions League titles between these four.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a fun group.
Insanity. That's insanity. So you want to run down the groups and say who's going to be the winner here and there?
Let's
go with that. Okay, so Group A.
You name yours. Sorry. You name yours, and then I'll let you know if I have anything different.
Okay, there you go. Okay, Group A: Man City, PSG, Red Bull Leipzig, and Club Brugge. I think Man City and PSG are gonna go through.
I agree.
Okay, Europa League. I think Leipzig, third place. I think it's a solid third place prediction here. Bruges
After
is
Club
good.
Brugge just got beat 6-1, yeah, I think so.
So Group B: Athletic Madrid, Liverpool, Port, and AC Milan. I think it's gonna be Atletico and Liverpool going through.
I'd agree with that. Yes. Yeah.
And who gets Europa League football here?
Unfortunately, I'm going to say Milan.
I don't think so.
For you. You don't think so? You think Porto?
I think Porto is going to stay in European competitions. I don't know if look, I'm not gonna say that Porto's gonna go totally bold, okay, by going through, but Porto is the type of team with Sergio Conceição to manage something, okay, a scare at least, okay. So they're gonna be one to watch. I'm gonna be looking at Porto very curiously because I know something can happen there.
And I gotta say, AC Milan, first time back in the Champions League in a little while, right?
Yeah.
And they draw this group. How sucky is your luck when it comes down to that? You get this group in your return. But yeah, I mean, maybe that's kind of why I'm rooting for them.
And lose Donnarumma.
And lose Donnarumma. Zlatan can't come back any faster.
But that Magnum, what's his Magnum? I can't say.
Mike. Oh man, we're
butchering the name, but he's really good. Like he was fantastic performance.
Yeah,
fantastic performance for AC Milan this weekend. So
and watch Giroud, Olivier Giroud bag 10 goals or something. He goes all Holland on this group. Not gonna happen. No.
So Group C, we got here Sporting, Dortmund, Ajax, and Besiktas. Who goes through for you?
I'm gonna say Dortmund and Sporting. Dortmund at the top, Sporting second, Ajax, Europa League.
I'm going to go bold. Nuno Mendes and Ruben Amorim, they're going to end up first in this group. Okay? Nuno Mendes is going to end up. No, but in all seriousness, like, we're going to see Nuno Mendes playing in the Champions League, and I'm actually excited now that everyone is going to see, like, how good he really is, okay?
I did see his own goal the other day. Oh, I should not bring that up.
Well, but see the assists he does. See the runs he does. The tackles he does. I'm... Like, you can diss him, but I know in 5 years' time, you're going to be dissing yourself by going against Nuno Mendes.
Fair enough.
So, this is my call to the community.
You're
dissing yourself if you go against Nuno Mendes, okay? Go bold. Go bold. Because I'm telling you, Sporting, I think it's going to be Dortmund and Sporting going through. Okay. And Sporting are going to look so good compared to what they look previously always in European competitions. I feel like people are going to be really surprised with how good Ruben Amorim is going to be in this Group C.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, Group D.
But I gotta say, Erling Haaland had 6 goals in just the group stage games last year. I think he played only 4 because he had some sort of a muscle tear. This is like prime Haaland territory. So I'm guessing at least another 6 goals for him in the group stage. But man, I love this group. I mean, this is like a group of our dreams, right? Sporting, Dortmund, and Ajax. And yeah, absolutely. And I'm not going to get into saying that name again because I screw it up every time. But yeah, sorry. Group D, who do you have?
Inter, Real Madrid, Shakhtar, and Sheriff. I'm going Inter and Real Madrid. It's interesting enough. Like, this group is like the same as this year, right?
Right.
Like, what? Inter and Real. I'm going Inter and Real.
Yeah, it's you have to think, and I'm right there with you. Inter last year finished last in their group.
Mm-hmm. I
believe it all happened on the last day. I could be wrong, but that's pretty crazy. But we do have to bring up the Moldovan history maker, right? Sheriff Tiraspol, and I don't know if I said that correctly, but they are the first Moldovan team to make the UEFA Champions League group stage, and they're going to just think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff is going to be hosting Inter and Real Madrid at their stadium of about 12,000 people. Like,
love to see it. That's football right there.
Super League can't give you that, right? That's pretty awesome. I mean, that's going to make those fans, their fans, that's going to make their seasons. And they might lose badly, but whatever. So you have Shakhtar moving through to Europa League?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sheriff, like, good shout out there. Like, that's the vibe of the Champions League. You know, you always like that. Like, it must be excellent. As a country that's not used to seeing Champions League football, I love it.
Yeah.
Group E. So Bayern, Barcelona, Benfica, and Dinamo Kiev. Who goes through?
I'm going to say Bayern and Barca here, with Benfica heading to Europa League.
I'll be honest, like, Bayern, they pass. Barcelona, I think they pass, but Benfica have a chance. There's a chance there.
Yeah.
And eu vou acreditar no JJ, no Jorge Jesus. I'm going to believe in Jorge Jesus. That's what I said. To get this done. Because I feel like na luz, Benfica beats Barcelona maybe. Okay? I can be a meme in 2 months. Okay? Because of this. So...
You could.
No, but I really do believe like Jota can prepare Benfica in a way that they won't be embarrassed by Barcelona. So it's
and you have to think about it this way: if Bayern beat Barca 8-2 with Messi on the pitch, right? Was he on the pitch?
That is true. Yeah, he was.
What the hell is the score going to be without when you got Memphis Depay and no, just kidding. Memphis Depay, by the way, has looked phenomenal for Barca. Martin Braithwaite is, continues to put goals, although I think he got injured today. But yeah, I think more than absolutely Benfica has a chance to go through in the top 2 here. Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a chance there. Chance there. The next group, I feel like maybe we could have a discussion here with Group F because it's Villarreal, Man United, Atalanta, and Young Boys. Who are the 2 teams you got?
I mean, I'm going to say Manchester United and Atalanta. It's going to be the attacking barrage that gets them there. Although Villarreal, obviously, your Europa League champ. I mean, this basically looks like a Europa League group in some respects, except now Cristiano Ronaldo.
I was gonna go on top of you there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm basically saying, Manchester United shouldn't have any issues here. Yeah. But I got to give a little shout out to the Swiss champs, Young Boys, and a U.S. kid, Pifok, which sounds like a Jordan Pifok. It sounds like I'm saying something bad, so you might be bleeping me out. This kid's a goal scorer. He's a big, target striker, but also mobile. He's been phenomenal for them. Not saying they have a chance, but they do have a chance at a Europa. Because I think the top 3, United's going to beat them up, and then it's going to be a fight between Atalanta, Villarreal, and Young Boys. Yeah.
I don't know. I think Villarreal might pass with Man United because Unai Emery, I liked what I saw against Chelsea for Villarreal, so I believe that they can get that done. So I like Atalanta though. I loved Atalanta last season, and I do think they did the right transfers this season. But yeah, let's see. So
their issue is they always get beat up in the transfer market. They're always But sorry,
so many good players, right? So it's inevitable. So Group G, it's getting good. That's why that's just so people. So G,
I got that.
Lille, Sevilla, Red Bull Salzburg, and Wolfsburg. So who'd you got?
I mean, this is actually a tough group. I think there's a lot of even here. Wolfsburg just beat RB Leipzig. Lille is not the same Lille as last season that we've seen so far. I'm actually going to say Wolfsburg and Sevilla going through.
Whoa, you went bold there. Wolfsburg.
I do because Brooks and Maxence Lacroix have done phenomenally well. They built a chemistry last year that led them pretty close to the top of the Bundesliga table. And I think they're primed to do something. And as a US fan, this is pretty amazing. Timothy Weah, Brendan Aronson, and John Brooks, all in the same group, getting ready to kick the crap out of each other. So
there was a transfer too that Wolfsburg did. That they got Luca Waldschmidt from Benfica.
They did. I did see that.
Yeah, and he's a player that he was super out of place at Benfica. He played well. Like I'm not gonna say, like Benfica fans managed to see that he was a talented player. Okay, but they saw that the potential wasn't reached, and maybe at Wolfsburg he's gonna reach it. So I'm gonna disagree here with who goes through. I'm gonna go with Sevilla and Red Bull Salzburg.
Okay.
Because I just believe in this. I like Red Bull Salzburg in every Champions League. I just like them, and I feel like they replaced a Haaland. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about Karim Adeyemi a bit, but I feel like they got a lot of stars there that can make a proper show. And this group is very open. For me, it's the most open group.
Yeah.
Okay. For this one,
it's pretty exciting.
Anyone can get the first place, and Sevilla. Lopetegui, come on, you should get that first place.
I agree.
Because they are the club that, not stability, but Red Bull Salzburg is a very stable club. But Sevilla is the top club here in this group. So
and you know what, I don't pick Salzburg here mainly because I don't know how this young crew. You have Benjamin Sesko, you got Adeyemi, you got Brendan Aronson. I
Yep.
don't necessarily know or have confidence that they'll be able to kind of manage the fixture congestion. Then again, they're playing in the Austrian Bundesliga, and they seem to be managing okay so far. But yeah, I have them down for Europa League for me.
Okay. So Group H, you got Chelsea, Juve, Zenit, and Malmo. Easiest group, right?
Yeah,
Chelsea first? No?
Yeah, well, I do. After Cristiano Ronaldo's exit, absolutely. I have Chelsea first, Juventus, and then I have Zenit, and I don't think Malmo's going to mount a surprise bid here. And again, as a U.S. fan, you're talking Christian Pulisic versus Weston McKennie. But we also have to look at this all across the board. Chelsea's returning literally all the dudes that just won the Coach of the Year, Player of the Year, Goalkeeper of the Year. So Edouard Mendy, N'Golo Kante won UCL Midfielder of the Year. Tuchel won the Coach of the Year, and then who's the one I'm forgetting? Oh, Jorginho won Best Player. So a Chelsea sweep shows you that the Champions League is a little higher weighted than, say, the Euros. But yeah, I got Chelsea winning now with Lukaku, Juventus, and probably Zenit moving through with the Europa League.
Oh, Chelsea with that one, they're 100% like top 5 contenders for the Champions League with that one. It's who are your top 3 that you would pick now? So I think we're both gonna put PSG there.
I mean,
because we have to, right?
Yeah.
Who are your other? I'm gonna put United in that talk. I think Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
If it's not the Premier League, he gets the Champions League. I feel like something epic is gonna happen with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
I feel something epic is coming. Okay, and the Champions League. Look, it's his tournament. He's the best scorer ever in the Champions League. Okay, that's his competition. Haaland, you're coming, but that's his right now. So, I think I'd put my top 3: PSG, Man United, and I think Man City got to be in that conversation too. So that's my top 3.
I mean, I don't know what to think here. I mean, Group B, I almost feel like that group of death. Iron sharpens iron, right? When it comes down to it, and maybe you see somebody pop into the top 3 there, and obviously the 2 I'm looking at are Atletico and Liverpool. But I have to go PSG with you. I have to go Chelsea there, and I'm going to also go with Atletico Madrid.
Okay.
I'm going to say Atletico Madrid. I'm not going to say.
I was feeling you. I was feeling you. I thought you were going to say Atletico. You see, I got that feeling there.
I got that team thing, and I just feel like there's a cohesion. It's
but
tough.
there is.
You can say that about Bayern. You can say that about Bayern too, and.
But it's a young coach. That's why I didn't pick Bayern. I'll justify, and I feel like it needs to be justified because Bayern should be in the top 5 talk every time. I didn't put Bayern because Nagelsmann. He's a young coach, and I don't feel like it's. I feel like it's going to be very difficult for Julian Nagelsmann in his first year at Bayern to win the Champions League. Maybe the second. Let's see.
Yeah, and it wasn't Leipzig, right, that made it to the semis years ago. It was actually Salzburg with Holland, right? So it wasn't Nagelsmann's Leipzig, is what I'm saying here. So it'll be interesting to see. See how he steps up to the challenge.
Let's see. You have any conversation here with the Champions League?
We could predict who the Player of the Year and all that fun stuff is going to be, but we know that doesn't come until the knockout rounds anyway. Because clearly that's like overly weighted, and probably nobody would have had Chelsea sweeping those awards essentially if you just did it with the group stages. But I don't know. I mean, no, I got all my my little things there. So let's move on.
What I was hyped was like Man City PSG talk, and I guess it didn't happen as everybody in the world thought it was gonna happen for like 3 hours, I guess. So let's go to the next topic. If you want to comment down below who you think's gonna win the Champions League, feel free. And let's head to the next topic.
Yeah, and maybe we'll talk about the Europa League next week. How about that?
Exactly. Yeah, let's do that.
Right.
So, and the next topic is the Wonderkid highlights this weekend. Okay, that we want to highlight players, and I'd like to start with Mason Greenwood. Okay, because Mason Greenwood, I feel like this game against Wolves, if there was needed someone, okay, to show that they're gonna have the reins of this team too, Mason Greenwood stepped in and showed, look, I've got 3 goals in 3 games, Ronaldo. Okay, I want to learn. Okay, that's the impression I get. So, yeah, so I'm very excited. Okay, I wanted him to be my first highlight of the week because this is like him having the goal was like him saying, "Come on, let's get it done. Let's get it done, Christian."
Yeah, well, I gotta say though, Mason Greenwood and even Jadon Sancho, I think that was his first Premier League start with them, right? Am I wrong about that? Yeah. Mason Greenwood kind of was non-existent early on in the game, but he pops up when he has to. And
exactly.
And to do that at 19 is just pretty much unreal. I mean, that's something that is going to be there his whole career. And hell, if he can even get 25% of what Ronaldo's putting out, he's going to be tough. And if you go back to last year, Mason Greenwood has 9 goals in his last 9 Premier League starts. Not bad.
He's got the stats, man. That's insane stats. Like, who's your highlight?
Well, I'm going to pivot over to the Bundesliga, and I got to bring up Florian Wirtz, who actually is coming off of the Bayer Leverkusen bench. 3 goal involvements in just 34 minutes played this year. I mean, I think it's a goal and 2 assists. And he had a goal. I think Jamal Musiala had a goal, while Karim Adeyemi had a goal for Salzburg. And these 3 make up the triumvirate of the future of German football. It's really, really awesome. And Wirtz is just 18. I mean, he's still just 18, and he's just revving up. Leverkusen looks good. Remember, they're my dark horse. I don't think they're going to win it, but they're my dark horse to do really well if they can keep everything together. And Florian Wirtz is going to be a big part of it. So
I agree. I had here he has a goal and 2 assists in 34 minutes. Yeah, crazy. So it's coming off the bench at 18. Like, insane stat there. Like, Wirtz, like, Germany fans, get excited. For sure, I agree with you there. And yeah, so I'm gonna go with Musiala because I saw Musiala play so he's got 3 games, 3 goals, and 1 assist. Jamal Musiala. I feel like maybe this season is the season we're gonna see him comfortable. Okay, he's finally getting the confidence, the body. Okay, because he looks more. I was gonna say more powerful, but stronger. Okay, so I feel like he's finally getting capable to get the reins in that position with Bayern Munich. So yeah, I was quite excited to see him finally stepping in and showing who's boss. So
I think that's a very worthy shout because he's going to play an enormous role for Bayern's future. That's for sure. So, I got to bring this one up because it just happened. It's a favorite of the Barca Academy for both you and I, and that's Gavi, right? Gavi just made his debut for Barcelona. I still don't quite understand why Ronald Koeman hates on Ricky Puig, but
nobody gets it.
And nobody gets it, but and you can tell me he's overrated, but he did just give an opportunity to a 17-year-old in a 2-1 game, and he earns his stripes in that win over Getafe. And I just really, really I hope he stays healthy. I hope he becomes more involved this year, and they can blood him through, and then maybe not give him a 100-game year like Pedri next year, but they can certainly start seeing what he can offer. So definitely watch, Gavi moving forward because
I agree.
He's a great prospect.
I agree. One of the biggest gems in La Masia, Gavi he's a proper crack, like they say in La Masia. He's good. I'm gonna keep with the Spanish players talk, and we were going to talk about. I was going to talk about him in the transfers, but I contained myself there. And yeah, Ferran Torres. Okay, Ferran Torres is the answer of number 9, a Guardiola. Like, leave Gabriel Jesus on the wing, Guardiola. I think he knows more than me, so he knows. Like, it's working out pretty well. And Ferran Torres, put him in that number 9 because he had 2 goals and an assist. And yeah, I know Arsenal shambolic. Like, we all know it. We all know the talk. Like, Arsenal is in shambles. Okay, like if we go here deep, is Tottenham no goals conceded,
right?
Arsenal no goals scored. So like this is the world we're living now. Okay, as an Arsenal fan, so like. Ferran Torres just dominated Arsenal. Okay, so what I saw there was, okay, this kid he's got what it takes to have a hat trick here and there, a brace here and there, and a crucial goal here and there, and that is what City need this season. So pretty good. Okay, they got an answer there, and yeah, he's one of the best Spanish players for the future. Okay, so Ferran Torres.
Sure, and if he's getting the service, he continues. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be dangerous for them all season. I see a big year for him for sure. All right. Well, speaking of big year, big time, we have to bring up Nicolo Zaniolo, right? Zaniolo is back. Okay, first goal. First off, I love this. You know, he gets a red card in the Serie A game the weekend prior. So he's not playing today versus another team, Salernitana, I believe is how you pronounce that. So, you know, he could have gotten another goal, but come on. This kid has been through 400 days of hell. We've talked about him previously. Back-to-back seasons with ACL tears. And Zaniolo scores a great goal for Roma. And it's then followed up by a return call-up to the Azzurri. I mean, you can't – I mean, it's poetic, it's wonderful, and I just, you know, we do this for him and we hope it continues. Kid's still young and he's got so much to offer, and the wonderful thing is based on his rehab, Zaniolo, he has not lost a step. He really hasn't, and that's pretty unlikely when it comes to 2 ACLs, but
physically he's on point. I feel like with Zaniolo, what really impressed me how physically prepared he is. Like, you'd expect him to be even PTSD about the ACL. Like, some players can't even get the momentum, like mentally. And yeah, he's physically, mentally, he's stepping up. Really good shout out there. I'm gonna go with the shout out that's typical, but come on, like, he was inevitable, and that was Erling Clutch Haaland. Okay, this weekend, scoring in the 91st minute, and a genius play by him. Okay, he did the play, he did the goal. And in clutch time. Yeah. This is it. Like, I had to mention him in my Wonderkid highlights. And Jude Bellingham. A goal and an assist. Complete. So complete at 18. Okay? It's crazy. England have a star there. So those two were balling out this weekend. So
well, I'm a little sad. I think you left me a layup. Right. That was, you know, you left me the layup because I got to put one right in there in that trio. And we got to add Giovanni Reina to that because come on, Jude Bellingham, Gio Reyna, Erling Haaland, they all scored for Dortmund. Okay. That's an average age of 19 years old. I just hawked that from the Dortmund, Twitter. So yeah, I didn't do that math there. Not that that's hard, but come on. They just, you know, at 18, Jude and Gio just exude this confidence that is just unreal, right? And we all know the confidence that Haaland exudes, so we don't need to talk about it. But Gio Reyna just made his 50th Bundesliga appearance. He is the youngest in Bundesliga history to do that, okay? The youngest. And on top of that, Jude is probably going to beat him. And Jude just made his 50th appearance, not just Bundesliga, for Dortmund. And a year ago, he had been named the EFL Young Player of the Year. Okay, a year. And it's just amazing, the ascendancy. And oh, by the way, he's getting called up left and right for the English national team. So Bellingham, Reina, Haaland, it is a triumvirate that I just used that word twice in one podcast. That's unbelievable. But Bellingham, Reina, Haaland, this is a trio I really don't want to break up anytime soon, but
It's the hub of world class players, world class talents at Dortmund, right?
It is.
And
I
I
can't
don't
wait
know.
until-
He's the youngest. He's the youngest player in Bundesliga history.
Yeah, youngest player to make his 50th Bundesliga appearance, youngest to that milestone.
That for you, that should be a stat that should be going on ESPN down there.
It might have, but I doubt it. But they like the, if you have a bicycle kick or a scissor or something like that, they'll throw that on there. But milestones.
Okay, I need to highlight Nice. Okay, I felt I need to. Christopher Gutlier, he's doing an unbelievable job, ending the job at Lille, leaving. I don't know why, and now going to Nice. And I got here stats like we put on FB Wonderkids. Amin Gouiri, 227 minutes, 3 goals, 1 assist.
Yeah.
He was already prolific last season, okay?
Was.
Amin Gouiri. So this season too, that is pretty nice. And the other player that I'm going to highlight is Justin Clover. Because Justin Clover only needed 36 minutes last game to have a goal and an assist. Yeah. So is this finally the moment that we're going to see Justin Clover ball out? I'm hyped. I'm hyped.
I understand that hype. I hope his injury, I think he had to go off due to an injury, and I hope it's not serious. I don't think it is, but we'll find that. But that's a great shout out because they steamrolled. It was Bordeaux, right? I mean, they just absolutely, like, I think Dahlberg got in on the fun. All the Wonder Kids are in there. So, yeah, wonderful shout out. And that's one, like, yeah, you and I, when we saw that from Lille to for Gaultier, from Lille to Nice, it just made no sense to me. And then you see who he brings in. But I'll tell you what, in one of the most, this guy is not a Wonder Kid, but in one of the most shrewd transfers in the offseason. And frankly, I know Everton fans are sitting there twiddling their thumbs saying, when are we going to get our big transfer? Where is this going to happen? Might take Moise Kean going to Juventus for the funds to be freed up to do so. But come on, you paid $1.5 million for Demarai Gray from Bayer Leverkusen, and he's already rewarded you with 2 goals, and you started the season unbeaten, right? I think two wins, one draw. I mean, talk about 2 teams, right, that we thought were in shambles or kind of teetering on the edge of shambles. Everton, Tottenham, without bringing up Arsenal, okay? And both of them have started the season unbeaten. I mean, Tottenham 3 out of 3, and Everton is unbeaten. Who would have gotten that? But yeah, Gray has been phenomenal for them. I thought he was going to be a depth play. He probably still is, but I don't know. I mean, he's shown a whole lot more. He's shown starters quality. It just makes me think, how did Leverkusen only let him go for 1.5?
Exactly. But that was a weird deal itself. But my last mention here was going to be Cody Gakpo, because I saw him against Benfica, and the stats that he's putting up, like I knew about him, but I didn't know he was this good. Like, he has a goal and 2 assists in his last match. Yeah. Like, he's totally in form. So, like, I'm mentioning him because I know he's going to be snatched up eventually. Or it's going to be this season, because these numbers are insane. Okay, so very good talent to watch. Cody Gakpo.
Yeah, Gakpo and Noni Madueke. I mean, those are 2 that are they're just fun, absolutely fun to watch. And Gakpo, he's out of the shadow and into the limelight, and he has definitely rewarded Eindhoven fans. So I have one last one, and it's a little bit American bias, but I'm also going to throw a Greek Wonder Kid in there because it was Carabao Cup midweek, right? True. Norwich City versus Bournemouth. You got to replace Teemu Pukki with these 2. Christos Zolis and Josh Sargent combined for 4 goals and 3 assists in a massive, 6-0 win over, it was a Premier League team last year, over a championship squad. But they looked like they were like on each other's wavelength and just ready to go. And I want to see more of it, because frankly, if Norwich is going to have any chance of staying up, they need to take some chances. You can't just rely on Teemu Pukki, who every game out looks a little lost. So we'll see, but Zolis and Sargent are two you definitely want to watch, because if Norwich goes down, they're going to get snapped up by somebody else.
For how much did they get Zolich? Wasn't it like 10 million or 12?
Yeah, I think it was around that, like, low double digits.
They're gonna triple. They're gonna triple Zolich. Zolich
Yeah.
he'll end up leaving Norwich for 30, 40 million. Like,
you might be right.
Yeah, fantastic steal there. Fantastic steal there. If you have any Wonderkid that you want to comment that we forgot to mention, okay, now is your time. Go to the comment section and we're gonna answer those comments, guys.
Alex, you're getting good at that, man. You're getting
I said I was gonna improve it, and yeah, I'm a man of my word.
You are.
So we're going here with the last topic here, and that is players to watch in the upcoming World Cup qualifying fixtures.
Yep.
And I'm gonna start here with something that happened here in Portugal. That it was the Mateus Nunes case. That was pretty weird, if you ask me. And I'll explain why. Because Mateus Nunes got selected by the Brazilian national team. Okay? And this is a player that can pick between Portugal and Brazil. Okay? No, that dual citizenship, that is normal. No problem there. He's been in Portugal since he's 12. And he's already had talks with the national team coach. There was already been a lot of hype for him to play for the Portuguese national team. And all of a sudden, Brazil dropped the bomb. And the Tite says, Mateus Nunes, Sporting Clube Portugal. And everybody's like, whoa, what? Like Portuguese people are sporting like, whoa, isn't he with us? So what the news says is Mateus Nunes is going to play for Portugal with Fernando Santos, which... Oh, thank God. Like, he's a cracking player. Yeah. And I'm going to put Fernando Santos on the spot. You're getting Otávio and not Mateus Nunes. That, I'll be honest, Mateus Nunes is more of an urgency right now than Otávio Fernando Santos. In my opinion. In my humble opinion. Okay? Yeah. But there was a problem there, and I hope it got fixed. But yeah, Mateus Nunes.
I know. I texted you and I said, "Whoa, what is this? This is impressive." I also don't know what happened to that Everton move that was supposed to materialize. For Mateus.
It was good for him to stay. It's good for him to stay another year at Sporting, because João Mário left to Benfica, and now he's developing in João Mário's spot at Sporting, and I've got to say, Brendan, he's developing very well, but very well.
Well, I don't mean to. Well, let's just say, as an American, we know the dual national fight very, very well. If you live in Texas or you live in Mexico, if you live in Texas or you live in California or you live in Arizona, you obviously have a massive Mexican presence and sometimes a South American presence as well, and Central American presence. So we know that fight, and we just won one in the form of Ricardo Pepe, right? I think he's born and raised in El Paso, which is basically right on the border, and it was awesome. I mean, he put a very poignant Instagram post, explained his reason why he picked the USA. But he's got 9 goals in MLS this year. He's 18 years old, and he just got called up for a World Cup qualifier where he probably will get time. 3 World Cup qualifiers, I should say, where he probably will get time, because the 9 spot, right, it's not that deep. You have Josh Sargent, okay, you got maybe Matthew Hoppe, but Ricardo Pepe is somebody that could actually add something. Daryl DK, okay, but we're developing depth, and we just lost David Ochoa, goalkeeper, to Mexico. Phenomenal prospect, and he's looking at it and saying, hey, they got aging goalkeepers. He could be the Mexican goalkeeper for years and years to come. But Ricardo Pepe going up against Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David of Canada, and I believe it's our 2nd World Cup qualifier. Man, wouldn't that be nice? But the dual national fight, that's something that come on, Serginho Dest between the Netherlands and the USA. It's all over the place, and we can thank history, I guess, the bad parts of history and some good to that. But yes, Ricardo Pepe is who I actually wanted to talk about there. And Conrad for the U.S. men's national team. He's off playing very well for Marseille right now. I really, really would love to see him on the wing. Obviously, that's a pretty deep place for us right now. but he's currently showing he belongs, right?
Conrad is a really good pick. Like, if a player is balling out for Marseille, like, usually he would get picked to the U.S. men's national team.
Yes.
So that does make sense, and he's a proper winger. I'm very, very curious to see what happens in the future with him, because I really don't know. I'm really curious to see how it goes, because it's a big question for me. But I'll ask you this last question for the U.S. Who do you think will get the spot? Pepe, DK, Sargent.
Sargent.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe Sargent. I mean, I think he's earned it in Berhalter's eyes. I believe his other favorite, Jossy Zardes, is out, but I'm going to say Josh Sargent.
Okay. I really like Sargent. Like, he's fantastic. He's very well and very mobile, right? So he's I like to mention here in the Players World Cup qualifying that finally a player has got the rest. Okay, that we've been glorifying, we've been asking.
Yes.
Okay, for the rest, and that is Pedri.
Yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend, the man that never stops, finally stopped to have a rest, a well-deserved rest, Pedri. So I wanted to mention that. And player to highlight is a French player, and I'm a big fan of his that I've mentioned in the past, and that's Tchouaméni.
Yep.
Like, this is very under the radar. But, guys, now is the time to watch. Because if you're getting picked for the French national team, just like Jules Koundé got picked, you're going to get talked to come to the Prem, you're going to get talked to go to La Liga, and he's going to get talked for a good reason, because he's a baller. Okay, one of the best midfielders in Ligue 1 that we were preaching. And if he's being selected for the French national team, that is one of the most stacked teams on earth, okay, there's a reason why. And Tchouaméni. Guys, watch out for him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one. I mean, hell, we've liked him. He just had such a wonderful season last year for Monaco. He's already continuing it. And I'm going to have to stick around with Les Bleus and say Moussa Diaby. Okay. He got his call up. I actually do think he's going to see time. Hardest matchup that they've got is Ukraine. They've already got a 4-point lead at the top. So we'll see. But Moussa Diaby is another. I'm a little bit of a Bayer Leverkusen stan right now. Moussa Diaby has been phenomenal for them and dangerous as all hell. And I think he deserves a run out. Probably one of the top players in the Bundesliga at the moment in terms of form.
Yeah, in terms of form and even stock. Like, he's got a lot of potential there. Like, the pace Moussa Diaby has, it's not just FIFA. Like, he's got the speed, man. Like, so
he does.
That's a good mention there with Le Bleu. I actually didn't notice Moussa Diaby. I'll be honest.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if he gets any time. I mean, I think that's like a little bit of a deeper roster call up. When all is said and done, I don't exactly know how many of these guys are going to see time, but we love seeing Moussa Diaby getting his first call up, and I believe it is his first call up. So,
do you have any final mention in the World Cup talk?
I do. I mean, we already talked about Zaniolo's return to the Azzurri. We also talked, and it bears repeating, that Hansi Flick, right, former coach of Bayern, has come out and really injected youth into Germany. You've got Karim Adeyemi, you've got Jamal Musiala, and you've got Florian Wirtz all in the lineup to go with some of the younger guys that actually won the U21 Euros, like Rido Baku, Nico Schlotterbeck. So I'm really interested to see how much of them actually get a bunch of time. And I think we're going to see that. The one I definitely want to talk about, though, is that Hungary-England matchup, Szoboszlai, and the return of Trent Alexander-Arnold, right?
I see.
That's a fun matchup that I think is going to be – I mean, obviously I know they're not going to each other, but two guys, two set-piece boys getting ready to go head-to-head, and I want to see a full-strength Hungary see what they can do against the Three Lions.
I think Szoboszlai can surprise against England. He can score a goal there. Like, that's a pretty good mention there. My final mention is I feel like I did preach the last podcast, and some people will know, is Gonçalo Inácio. He got called up. And he is going to be the pair to Ruben Dias. as it seems. Okay.
Wow.
So he might be the promised duo in the future. So
Like it.
fantastic shot for Gonçalo Inácio, one of the best ball playing center backs in the world. I'll preach again. Young, under 20. One of the best under 20 ball playing center backs in the world, to rephrase. And
Good at
guys, check him out.
Yeah.
Check him out.
All right. Well, my last one. I got one last one because I have to say it. We all, with the talent that Norway is collecting, okay, and developing, we all would love to see it happen, right? Norway get their World Cup bid, but they're in a absolute showdown with Turkey, the Dutch, and believe it or not, Montenegro has 6 points. I don't know who they plead. Oh, they lost. They lost to Norway, I believe, or no, beat Norway. One of the two. Anyway, you got Erling Haaland, you got Martin Odegaard, you got Christopher Ayer, you got Sander Berge, Jens Petter Hauge. I mean, these are players. These are solid players. But they are going to have to put together a phenomenal bid for the World Cup, or else it ain't happening. And they missed out on Euros, heartbreakingly. It would just be so tough to not see a Haaland at the World Cup. So I am secretly rooting for them. Obviously, not if I'm saying it on the podcast, but
it'll happen. You'll see. I think this Norway team will have a shot in the World Cup. I think.
All right.
Okay, there you go, guys. Here we go with FC Wonderkid podcast number 19. Any topics you guys want to suggest, please drop down below in the comment section. And guys, you may have a big announcement soon. Okay, I can reveal now. We're working to go to Twitch, so we're gonna have lives soon. Okay, so more content creation is gonna start, and yeah, we're excited. We're excited.
Yeah,
so
I'm absolutely excited. Except that my dream has always been to live, eat, sleep, whatever football, and yet it's coming true. And I think my family's gonna hate me, but
oh man, we're living the dream, Fred, and we're loving it. And thank you guys for supporting us in this dream, man. I'm loving it. The journey, it's amazing. So there you go.
And do us a favor, put a subtle goodbye to Alex's mustache in the comment section below.
Oh my days, I'm getting roasted by Fred at the end of the pod. Oh.
You hung in there with that. I never once mentioned it. I just thought we had to bring it up. I mean, it had a nice length to it. I mean, this right here is 5-6 days. You wanna see a mustache? I'll show you a mustache in the future. But
okay.
Yours was looking good. It was cultured.
We may have a mustache showdown in the future. Okay, we're hyping them up with that one.
In November. Okay.
Okay, deal. I do Movember.
It's
all
done.
My days. I'm gonna do Movember.
Hey, my wife is gonna hate that, so I don't know.
But deal is a deal, mate.
All right.
Okay.
Movember. Episode 19 ends on that.